Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. As you can see here, I'm going to be doing a video on collective finance, and they actually are going to be running through Vertex DEX, which I have done a video on and showed you guys kind of the ins and outs of that. There's actually some things I didn't get as deep into as I should have now that I've learned it a little bit more and actually getting my first claims and all that kind of stuff. That will be another video probably later on, but for now we're going to focus right on these guys because they do have a launch coming very soon. I have partnered with them for some stuff to help with some of the marketing and just in the Discord, some of the modding, just kind of a little bit of everything, and looking really forward to seeing what they can kind of do with the idea they have. Definitely some similarities to some other things, but nothing really done like this. And I think the marriage and the partnership with Vertex, who's the same dev for both, is going to be a really good thing to have as well. And so for today, I'm not going to go through a white paper walkthrough necessarily, but there is some really good infographics. I'm just going to kind of show you through the system and how it works and how earnings kind of come to fruition and the different ways you can go, because it's not overly complicated, but there definitely is some nuances to how it flows that maybe not known to some people that haven't worked with DEXs and liquidity pools and that kind of stuff. And yeah, so launching basically on Friday. We'll announce that at some point. I think there's even going to be an AMA with myself on the launch where you can come and ask any questions. So if you are able to, I would love it if you'd come by for that and ask any questions, the hard ones, the easy ones, whatever. We want to make sure we get all the information we can to you guys to help make an educated decision on how you want to approach this. And definitely come into my Telegram if you'd like. And soon, I'm really working hard on the Discord this week if you want to get more up-to-date information on that, and obviously their Discord. So like and subscribe down below as always, and do please, like I said, check out the Telegram for now, and then I'll be migrating everybody over to a Discord as well soon. You can kind of choose which one you want to play in. In the most part, my time will probably be in the Discord because that's where I spend a lot of my time modding and doing and researching and doing a lot of other stuff. So not to make this one too long, let's get right into it. So basically there's a pre-sale price of 70 cents, which will be starting next week or on Friday, and I believe go for 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, and then a launch price of 77 cents. So not a massive discrepancy there. I like that. There shouldn't be a massive advantage because then there's a lot of pump and dumping and that kind of stuff. There is a tax to help with that a little bit, and basically there's been some investors and some angel investing that has happened beforehand as well, and here's a little breakdown of everything there. The CLF token kind of is the main token that kind of happens, and then it breaks down into some other opportunities. And this will be done on the DEX with a 5% set buy fee and a 5% sell fee. Sell tax. The distribution of that collected tax will go to the treasury, and 50% will be burned. So yeah, and then a little breakdown of how the treasury and how everything else works. The main stuff, this is probably the main part of the ecosystem, how you get into the ecosystem and how it works. So I do want to show you a couple of things here. Obviously, you're going to acquire the token, and basically the CLF token is kind of the big main catch-all token that starts the ecosystem going and kind of keeps it moving and helps you get into the different pieces of the pie. So you're going to acquire that token, and then you can create a CLF BTCB liquidity pool. And basically all that means is taking a percentage of both tokens, usually 50-50, putting them together into a liquidity pool, and that way people can buy and sell those tokens with ease because there's enough liquidity in there to make it happen, creating more stability, and then you benefit from the fees that are earned from that buying and selling that happens. Now what you're going to do is stake that in order to get those fees. So you'll stake that in the Vertex DEX and earn dual rewards of both CLF tokens and DEX tokens. DEX tokens will be the Vertex. So this one here, I believe, earn. So you're looking at the, sorry, I'm going about this a long way, but basically you're looking at the Vertex token here is what you'll be earning. And then, so you'll earn those two, and then lock stake receipt token. So there's a receive LP token which acts as a receipt, and you're going to lock that and stake that in an LP token, receipt token, on the CF platform to create XCLF, which earns you C tokens. Now, don't get too confused by this. We'll show you what that all means afterwards, but it'll earn you the three C tokens, stable coins, and governance voting rights, which will help with the ecosystem as well. And then what happens is these two create rewards, and those rewards go back over to here, and I'll just zoom in here for a second. This is kind of a guidance for you. A lot of times with these kind of protocols, they do recommend reinvesting your funds back in to help, or some of your rewards back in, and the suggested rate, like almost all of these, is 50-50. So you take 50% of it and you put it back into the LP to help keep earning and keep growing. And the nice thing about it here is what you'll do when you're doing this is you're going to now grow your earnings that are coming into this wallet. So by doing this, you're creating your compound effect in essence. So you'll take 50-50, put it back in through here, and which will then earn you more of these, increasing how much is going back to here, again taking 50% and going back, and just creating that circle, and with 50% going back into your wallet to help you ROI and help you get your returns, which is always good. And same thing with the LP receipt staking, 50% staking rewards return back to the LP, which is your the tokens, the CLF tokens that you get, and the stables and whatnot. You can kind of feed them back into here. So that's basically kind of it on the main part of it. And then what happens is when you get that CLF DEX token receipt, you're going to lock that in for XCLF. And XCLF is what kind of gets you these juicier returns. This is what kind of is where all the action really happens. This part is sort of just building up your portfolio and building up your base. And then you come on in here, and by locking XCLF tokens here, you're going to be able to participate in all of this. So it's not like you're choosing another thing. You just put it in, and you're going to get, and this is where your most robust rewards will come from in the ecosystem. So in the vault, there'll be C token creator and holder, holds, and we'll actually go into a little more detail on these three in another one. And then your governance, and your governance will give you voting power, and that'll help kind of evolve the ecosystem. Right now it's going to be gold that they're going to be in, as well as it's going to be silver, and then possibly some other things. And then we're going to go on to here for a moment, and this is just going through that XCLF lock staking. So when you're putting these guys in and getting and locking them up, the longer you lock them, the higher your rewards will be. So it's basically encouraging you to be a longer holder, which is really what a lot of these things need. The liquidity pools constantly need liquidity, and as they're growing and as you're compounding them, it's going to increase the prices, bring more people into the ecosystem, and then create more rewards. It's just a whole little symbiosis affair that goes on there. So you're going to provide that. You're going to stake on the Vertex, lock your CLF, which is what we're talking about here, where you're locking it. And then you'll be able to claim rewards, and your rewards will be in CLF, USDC, and C Gold. And the C Gold is this new token that will basically be over collateralized with gold in this case, and there'll be a silver one and that kind of thing. So I think that kind of explains this. But like I said, the big thing here is you want to, the longer you hold that onto it there, the more your rewards end up being, and the more they grow for you, kind of thing. So when you lock this up, you want to kind of think about it long term. But hopefully some really good returns. So this breaks down the revenue and growth mechanisms. So just to go into these, again, not into too much detail, but one of the core revenue streams is hosted by trading bots, return rewards. So this is basically a portfolio of DeFi investments. So they'll do different things, and it could be any number of different platforms that make sense for them to help grow our revenues and give more back to everybody, and kind of grow that ecosystem. Returns rewards participating on the protocol, plus compounding to grow holdings. So some of it will get compounded to make it bigger and keep increasing the amount of earnings we can get from the portfolio that gets set up. And then the Treasury protocol project, kind of the bank, so to speak, holders of initial CLF, BTC, LP positions. So our LP that we create is going to be held inside this Treasury, and the farms and the LP and the DEXs all and the fees, all that will feed into here that don't get paid out to investors, and returns rewards to participants and the protocol, and compounding to grow the holding. So again, compounding is always a great thing to do in these things. Helps increase us, even if we don't get new investors in, it helps increase how much we're earning. And then again, that usually helps new investors get excited and want to come into it as well if they see the earnings going very well. Vault, holder of backed and over collateralized commodity style tokens. So this is your farms and LPs on the Vertex DEX, and returns rewards to participants in the protocol and compounds to grow. So same kind of thing. Quarterly rewards in this case, so a little more longer term investments there again, which is why your rewards increase over time. And finally, I just wanted to have a quick look at this. So this is basically just looking at how the over-collateralization works. So we'll start at the top here and work our way down. PAX is acquired on Uniswap, so you can basically buy PAXG, or you can earn it as we saw in the back end. And so you get it on Uniswap. PAXG is held in the Gnosis safe, and you hold your PAXG in a multi-sig. So this is like they're doing in the back end, sorry. So they're acquiring it there as we get people into here, then they're going to be buying it, and they're going to be holding it in a safe, in a multi-sig to store it, and then for every 1 PAX-G, we will create 28 C gold tokens on BSC, which will equal the 1 gram of representation. So this is just going through how it's holding the C gold token and making sure that it stays over collateralized. So it's going through basically the back end of the ecosystem that the owners of collective finance take care of. And they'll burn the gold token on the BSC side, and then when a request is made to liquidate the holdings, C gold will be burnt on the BSC side. So that's just going through how it gets burnt and then put into the system, and liquidation of funds to CLF holders and stuff and back to the wallet. So that's a little rundown of that. Basically, that's all I just want to make this fairly short and quick and just kind of give you an idea. The pre-sale starts on Friday. I do recommend you come on out and hopefully join us for the AMA to learn a little bit more directly from the founders and here again be able to ask a lot of questions, hopefully to help guide your decision-making process for this. But the idea here is a great long-term kind of investment. We've got docs devs, docs team, all that kind of stuff to help bring us some comfort. This really, I think, could be another one of these big ones. I don't want to name names, but we know who's kind of been here for a while and who's still here right now, still evolving the DeFi space and all that jazz. So I definitely enjoy getting behind this kind of stuff, which has some good long-term potential, because that's really what we need here is more long-term, reasonable rewards and reasonable returns that hopefully will grow and compound over time, giving us a much bigger bag when that bull comes back, which is really what I'm preparing for and why I want to get into certain things like this to help build that portfolio. So as I said, if you haven't done that already, please hit that like and subscribe below as you're leaving. And I hope this gave you some great information and perked your interest to possibly research collective finance a little bit further. And I look forward to seeing you either in the Discord or on the AMA later on this week. Thanks so much, guys. Have yourself a wonderful day.